What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Sports Estimators podcast. Today, we are going to be recapping NFL Week 3, and we're going to be previewing NFL Week 4.
Yes, sir. So let's go. As always, let's get started with Sunday's game since at the time of this recording, the Thursday night football game is on its way. So first game, Sunday, Minnesota at Pittsburgh. This game is in
Dublin.
Yes, at 6:30 in the morning. Who do you got?
All right, well, just a few key notable facts was just one. Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings head coach, internationally, he is 4-0. But given that stat, all stats are meant to be broken. I got the Steelers winning. I don't trust Carson Wentz to lead that team to a dub. Even though the Vikings did give the Bengals a beatdown, 48-10, but the reason why they got that result was because the Vikings defense came up big. They played incredible. They got 2 pick sixes. Jason Mason also had an incredible career day, 16 carries, 116 yards, 2 tubs. I still got the Steelers winning, though. What's your prediction?
Well, I'm glad one of us does. I got the Vikings.
What the? What?
Yeah.
All right.
I hate one of my I guess pet peeves is when somebody asks you oh you think your team's gonna win, and you say oh nah I want them to win but I don't think so, and they're like, bro, I thought you were a Steelers fan. It's like, bro, I am, but
I'm not delusional.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously I want the Steelers to win, but I another stat for you. So both teams actually had 5 takeaways last week.
Okay.
Yeah, the Steelers forced 5 turnovers against the Patriots, and the Vikings forced 5 turnovers against the Bengals. The Vikings are getting Jordan Addison back for this game, and I think I think that's gonna be a big piece for them because he brings another dimension to their offense as a deep threat, and I think that'll free up space for Jay Jettas and T.J. Hawkinson, who have been pretty quiet so far to start off the season. Minnesota, as you talked about, they've actually been able to run the ball pretty well. Jordan Mason is actually 10th in the league in rushing yards, and he's being efficient. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. So even without Aaron Jones, they're still finding a way to run the ball. And I think this is going to be a battle of 2 great defenses.
Yeah.
But the Steelers' offense has not looked good at all. I think it's a little bit too West Coast in that they don't really have explosive plays or run the ball.
Yep.
It's just pretty much relying all on Aaron Rodgers to pick apart defenses.
Yeah.
And the Vikings defense is very aggressive. And if the Steelers are going to throw the ball all day and not run the ball, which they've been struggling to do all season, then I think it's going to be a tough game for them, and that's why I'm picking the Vikings.
Yeah, and the Steelers' best player on offense 2 weeks in a row has been Jaylen Warren. He has had the most receiving rushing yards and the most rushing yards and the most receiving yards 2 weeks in a row. So if you're a fantasy player, go trade for him.
Yeah.
If he's on your waiver wire, go pick him up. But yeah,
I do think they need to give him more touches running the ball because it kind of feels like they're limiting him. Maybe because he's a smaller back and there's a injury risk concern. That's the only thing that I could think of why they're just not giving him more opportunity. But I definitely like him more as a pass catching back because that's where I feel like that's his strength.
Yeah, and that's obviously shown within the past 2 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully I'm wrong about this, but I got Minnesota.
All right, moving on. Washington at Falcons. Who do you got?
So I'm picking Atlanta. I feel like they've made me look bad a couple weeks in a row, and maybe I should hop off their train, but their defense is really good. They've actually only allowed the second fewest yards in the whole league. It's hard to move the ball on them, whereas Washington's secondary is bottom 10 in the league in passing yards. So even though Michael Penix struggled last week, I think he'll have a bounce-back week. Jaden Daniels missed last week, so I think there might be, I don't want to say rust, but, that's not a good thing for them. Terry McLaurin's uncertain for this game, and I like Atlanta at home.
Yeah, Atlanta at home has definitely played a lot better. I know they lost week 1 to the Bucks, but they barely lost. Field goal kicks was their biggest hurdle, and obviously they got rid of Young Hoku. But I got Washington winning, and honestly, I think the spread for the Washington is disrespectful. 1 point minus 1.5. I think Washington is gonna give Atlanta Falcons a beatdown.
Really?
We saw the Panthers shut out the Falcons.
Yeah, that's true.
So and like you said, Jaden Daniels is gonna be back. Yeah, I got Washington.
Yeah, they're favored. So I was going back and forth with this one.
Yeah,
But I got to go with my gut. I'm going Atlanta.
I think this is the first time we've ever picked two different teams for the first two games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I was
that's
struggling with those two,
interesting.
yeah. All right, next one. You got Chargers at Giants.
Yes, I do.
What do you got?
Oh, come on, man. I got the Chargers. Even though Jackson Dart is named starter, I got the Chargers to win. Giants barely lost. I say barely because I thought the Chiefs were going to blow out the Giants. And the Giants have a good, three-headed monster of Scadaboo, Jackson Dart, which I'm really high on Jackson Dart, not only because he kind of plays with that, that little slash on his eye looking like Anakin. That shit's hard. Have you seen that?
Nah, I haven't actually.
And bro, there's like edits of him online with like a little slash on his eye like Anakin. That's why he plays with like the black the eye black like in a line like that. So you'll probably see it. That should probably get you a little wet.
I don't know if I like my quarterbacks doing all that though. That's like some like wide receiver stuff.
Low key.
So he's a diva QB.
Hey, but that shit.
Which means he's either gonna be like a baller or he's gonna be trash.
I think he's gonna be a baller.
Yeah.
Because he has to feed Malik Neighbors. We didn't really see too much of Malik Neighbors last week. But I also think that the Chargers wide receivers is the one of, if not the best wide receiving core in the NFL with Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, and Ladd Conkley.
That's a hot take.
It is. But I think they're top three for me. Because if name me another team with three top wide receivers, I don't think you could really name too much off the top.
3 top?
Yeah.
I don't know about 3 top, but like I would take like the Bengals with Jamar Chase and T Higgins, and whoever their third guy is probably over them.
You see, it's hard. It's hard to name 3.
So you're saying like they have the deepest receiving core
Yeah.
in the whole league?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'm not like necessarily mad at it, but I don't know if I'd say they're the best receiving core.
Mm-hmm. And then also too, I do want to mention Omarion Hampton finally had his breakout game last week. 19 carries, 70 yards, 1 tub, and then receiving 6 receptions and 59 yards. So this is his backfield now. Unfortunately, Najee Harris, Achilles tear, which he had a lot of stuff in the offseason. I guess a 4th of July incident, which he says he poked his eye, but a lot of people are saying he had a firework explode in his face. But who do you got?
JPP?
Yeah. Your neighbor?
Huh?
Your neighbor?
JPP?
No, what was his name? It was like that incident where like something happened.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. That's my boy. I got the Chargers in this one through three games. They've probably had the 3 best performances. The Giants, they're still a work in progress. And you're asking a lot out of Jackson Dart to play against this defense, this team on his NFL debut. So I really like the Chargers in this game.
Yep. All right, who do you got? What's your next game?
Texans at Titans.
Yes, sir. Battle of Ass. The game of the week.
0-3.
Battle
Both teams
of
are
Ass.
0-3.
Yep.
Divisional game too.
Oh, that's right. They are in the same division. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm going with the Texans because sometimes what I do is like, all right, like do I see if this team loses that this is gonna be their record? And I'm like, they don't really strike me as that type of team.
Mm-hmm.
So between these two teams, I think Tennessee definitely is more of an 0-4 team than Houston. Houston's at home. They both have good defenses, but I think this is a bad matchup for Tennessee because Tennessee has not been able to protect Cam Ward at all. He's been the most sacked quarterback, 12 sacks so far this year.
Jesus.
And Houston is tied for 6th in the NFL in sacks. So I think that Houston defense is going to give Tennessee a lot of problems, and I think they'll be able to make just enough plays on offense to get the win.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. That's very interesting because I got the Titans. So this is a really interesting week between us because we haven't had a week like this.
And I'm pretty sure I was going to go back and count our records, but maybe for next week we'll do like the whole month recap.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you probably have like a 5-game lead on me so far.
I think so, but this is interesting because we haven't.
So hopefully I catch up after this.
But my reason for the Titans to win is because C.J. Stroud does not look great. 2 interceptions against the Jags last week, and he had one crucial one to end the game that gave the Jags the win. And also, C.J. Stroud has been going viral ever since he gave Caleb Williams that pep talk in the middle of the
field. When he
little
broed him?
When he tried to little bro him. I wish I had the stats. I didn't write them down.
They're bad.
But they had a comparison of ever since that moment.
I saw that,
yeah. Also, one thing to note, though, Alec Iomander, the rookie wide receiver for the Titans, he's coming out of Stanford. He's the best wide receiver to me out of the core that they have.
Ridley's been really bad.
Because Tyler Lockett and Calvin Ridley have looked absolutely terrible. So another fantasy football shout out. If you see Alec Iomander in your league, go pick him up or trade for him because I think we're going to be seeing the best version of him and they're going to win because he's going to get 2 touchdowns this game.
Really? Okay. Yep. I like that bold prediction.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the next game. Philly at Tampa Bay.
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
I'm interested to see what your pick is, but unfortunately, I got the Eagles.
I thought you were going to say Tampa Bay. I was going to be like, yes.
But, I mean, I would take the Bucks to cover, honestly.
You have them 3.5?
Yes, I have 3.5. Emeka Ibuka is him, bro. He is him. Unfortunately, no Mike Evans. Mm-hmm. Chris Godwin is coming back. Mm-hmm. But the Eagles secondary has been the weakest point out of this defense and overall this team. So if they could clean it up, good for them. But if they can't, piss all over that. Hopefully Tampa Bay could piss all over that secondary. The Eagles barely lost to the Rams. I was having an incredible hate watch, almost watching them and the Packers lose at the same time. It was like simulation wise, toe to toe, because they were Browns were kicking the field goal, and then and then the Rams were kicking the field goal to seal the game away. Browns converted, and then freaking Rams missed it. The Eagles blocked it. I don't know if you saw Hurts on the sideline showing no emotion after the game. I kind of have a hot take about that.
Let's hear it.
I think he was mad that he actually had to throw the ball this game to A.J. Brown. And he
to A.J. Brown specifically?
To A.J. Brown specifically, and they didn't get to run the tush push as much. I think he gets hard off of getting his tush pushed.
Bro doesn't like throwing in general, or just to A.J. Brown?
I just think he doesn't like throwing in general. I think he likes to be the whole offense.
Like, you think he has himself in fantasy and wants to get the 6 points instead of the 4?
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't think he wants to share the wealth.
Bro, get off his head. That's the most handsome QB in the league.
Hey, low-key, if I were to just get a goatee, I think I'd kind of look like him.
Nah, I like Jalen Hurts because he's been killing it for me in fantasy. I have a lot of Jalen Hurts stock in fantasy this year. But I got Philly in this game too. They kind of played to the level of their competition, Philly, because when they played the Cowboys, they barely beat them. Last week, they should have lost to the Rams.
They should have,
They were
bro.
getting
Oh my
outplayed,
god.
and they made a run. And credit to them. If you can find a way to win, that's a good thing. But as far as when it comes to making predictions, that's one thing that scares you. But I still like Philly in this game. I think Tampa Bay also kind of plays to the level of the competition. If I'm not mistaken, I think all three of their games have been one possession games.
They should have lost all 3 games.
And they're banged up on offense, like you mentioned. So for those reasons, I'm picking Philly.
Okay. Not bad. Not mad at it. Is this another battle of ass? Is that what you got? Panthers at Patriots?
Yeah, I think I got the Patriots in this game. It feels like Carolina is playing on house money this week because nobody was expecting them to beat the Falcons, let
Yeah.
alone blow them out. So usually when you see those bottom teams get an unexpected positive result, they usually kind of fall off the next week,
Yeah.
So I think the Patriots, they're still not looking too good on either side of the ball.
Yeah.
But they're at home, and I think I like Mike Vrabel. I think he'll have them ready to play, and I like the Patriots in this game.
Yeah, I honestly got the Patriots as well. One thing that I do want to see is I want to see more of T-Mac. Hopefully this is his breakout game because that Patriots secondary also doesn't look good. He last week he only had 3 receptions for 48 yards, but he had an incredible catch. It looks like he takes another step as he's mid-air, bro. Like that catch that he made last week was incredible. But hopefully we could see T-Mac catch a touchdown because Panthers, when they're in the red zone, they seem to just want to run the ball where they should try to Bryce Young should try to throw the ball to his receivers or his tight end. But moving on, I think we can't spend too much time on that battle of ass game.
Well, we can't spend too much time on this next one either. New Orleans at the Bills.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
But one thing to keep an eye out for this is if the Saints cover the spread or not. Because Buffalo, I have them as 15.5-point favorites.
okay.
That's the line that I have. That's a lot of points. Like
That is.
obviously everybody's thinking Buffalo's gonna win, but that's still a lot of points in the NFL. They have to win by more. Well, I mean, if they go for 2, that'd be 16. But it's basically like a 2-possession,
Yeah.
almost 3-possession game that New Orleans would have to to cover that. That's insane. 15.5. That might be the biggest spread so far to start the season, right?
I want to say Bills and Dolphins also had the same amount of spread.
Okay.
I think it was 12 or 13, but this surpasses that. But the Dolphins did cover that spread.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see if the Saints do end up covering this, and that'd be something to note. It's a small data, but I mean, did you say who you got to win?
I got the Bills.
Yeah, I got the Bills too.
All right, next game, Browns at Lions.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Who do I got? I got Lions to win, but like how you said, how we both said last week actually, that the Browns have a really great defense, and that's what we got to see last week. I think that's overall why the Browns ended up getting the dub over the Packers. It was a fluky game for the Packers, but I have the Browns to cover the spread, but I got Lions to win. Lions are coming off of an incredible 38-30 win against the Ravens.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. It seems like Detroit is still mad about week 1, the way they're playing.
Bro.
They've been playing some inspired football. I like Detroit to win this game too. Cleveland's defense it might be the best in the league at this point, you could say. But 2 weeks ago, Baltimore kind of did what they wanted against that defense.
Yeah.
And Detroit is just as talented as Baltimore. So I think against an offense like Detroit where they can run and throw the ball, I think that's going to be, and they have the personnel that they have, I think Detroit will be able to win. I might even like them to cover the spread at 8.5 because I feel like Cleveland, their defense is very dangerous if they can against teams that I think are a little bit more one-dimensional, because even though the Packers, I think they have a pretty good balanced offense, but I don't think they're one of the top passing teams. I think they like to run the ball, and they run the ball well, and then that sets up their passing game.
Yeah.
And last week, since Cleveland was able to kind of stop the run, it kind of like forced the Packers to, try and become that type of team where they're throwing the ball all over the place. And to Cleveland's credit, that they do have good personnel in the secondary as well.
They do.
Denzel Ward.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think against this offense, especially, I think Detroit finds a way to win.
Yeah. And then the running backs for Detroit, I mean, they had themselves a game combined.
Jahmyr Gibbs, bro, is one of my favorite players in the league.
He's mine too.
I love watching him play.
Yeah, he's bro. And then I also really like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Even though I wonder if he got fined this week for that TD celebration that he had. Even though he's from Berlin, which is kind of weird, but
That was German, yeah. Bro, have you seen the videos about his dad?
Yeah.
Bro.
He can't keep quitting it?
Yeah.
He already stepped on it once?
So, real quick, in one of my fantasy leagues,
Yeah.
I have Amon-Ra St. Brown on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his dad's quotes is that he said that Hispanic girls are the new white girls, in that they date black athletes so that they could like elevate like their social status in case like they try and date like pro athletes. And he said like, yeah, that's why sometimes I go to these games and I see Gonzalez, but they're dark skin. And he was quoted like, dark skin but Gonzalez. So in my fantasy league, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, so I put his dad as like my little team picture, and my team name is Dark Skin but Gutierrez.
That's funny as fuck. Well, bro, I'm gonna have a word with him, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy.
He might be the next LeVar Ball.
Yo, 2 sons in the NFL, not bad. I wonder if he has a third. No, actually,
They have a third brother, but I don't think he ever made it to the league.
Yeah, no, I don't think they did. My girl's gonna get mad because she watched the wide receiver show on Netflix, and then it was the one where they covered it more.
Yeah.
So, but she knows more about that than I do. But yeah, that's crazy. And then his girl, I think, is like Filipino.
Oh, okay.
So, which is, I wonder. I think he didn't approve of that relationship with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, not that he didn't.
Can't get it twice.
Not that he didn't approve of it, but it was just because he was like, "You're cutting it again." What did I just tell you?
I'm freaking dead. But yeah, we both got Detroit, right?
Yeah, we both got Detroit.
All right, next game. Which game do you got?
I got Jags at 49ers. Is that the game you got?
Yeah, who do you got? I want to hear your take on this because I feel like you're usually pretty high on the Jags.
I got the Jags to lose.
Okay.
Mac Jones revenge game. Even though the 49ers barely beat Arizona 16-15, Jags barely beat the Texans. I think if the 49ers give Brock Purdy another week off, that'd be best for the team overall. Nick Bosa out with the ACL tear. I mean, I'm not too high on this 49ers team. I don't know what it is. They're not exciting.
They're just too banged up, I think.
Yeah.
That's why. So, I wasn't high on the Niners at all, like the first 3 games, for the same reason that I didn't think they were anywhere near full strength. But one thing I kind of underrated is that they're a well-coached team.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches in the league. And for that reason, I'm picking the Niners. The Jags like to run the ball. I believe they're second in the league in rushing yards. But the Niners have allowed the 4th fewest rushing yards. So that's a bad matchup. San Francisco's secondary is good too. So even if the Jags are forced to throw the ball, I kind of favor them in that matchup as well, because even though the Jags are talented on offense, they have not looked good. Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked too good. So I like the Niners to win at home.
Yeah. And then they got back Salah too, which Robert Salah, which he's already
The
been
coordinator.
in that as a defensive coordinator. He's already familiar with that team from not before his stint at the Jets. So him back over there, he's getting that defense top notch again.
Yeah. Next game, I got Colts at Rams.
Game of the week.
You think so?
This is an interesting game.
Nah,
It's an
it
interesting
is.
game.
It is. I think I got the Rams.
Okay.
I think I got the Rams because I think they're gonna be pissed off that they lost the way they lost
Yeah.
last week to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be at home, and I think the Colts kind of like the Panthers in a different aspect, but I feel like the Colts kind of feel like they're playing on house money as well because they've been unexpectedly good. So like if they lose, it's kind of like not a big deal,
Okay.
And the Rams are kind of I feel like they have more of a higher sense of urgency
Okay.
because of the loss last week. So I like the Colts. Plus, the Rams defense is good, and I think the Rams defense is better than the Colts defense.
Okay. Okay.
So I got the Rams.
Before I give who I got, Indiana Jones, Vanilla Vic, Danny Dimes, call him what you want. He has come to life. Just like when Saquon left the Giants, Danny Dimes is having himself an MVP candidate season. He led the Colts to a 3-0 start. He is the first Colts to have a 3-0 start. Not even Peyton Manning nor Andrew Luck could do that with the Colts. Also,
With no turnovers.
with no turnovers as well. And also, Colts have only punted once over their first 3 games. That is the fewest by any team in its first 3 NFL games, dating back since 1940. And with that, I got the Colts to win, baby.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I do.
I'm glad you're picking the Colts because I don't know. I'll be very surprised if they win.
Okay.
Because not saying they're a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've said it several times. I really like Shane Steichen,
Yeah.
but it just kind of I think that this is more of like a intuition gut pick for me as opposed to like X's and O's.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm glad you picked them.
So their wide receivers are great for the Colts, and Jonathan Taylor, he's having himself a season as well. So I think he's rushed for the most yards so far this season.
It's not even close to.
So I think he's gonna be the Rams' weakness, and that's why I got the Colts winning.
Jonathan Taylor's been the best running back in the league so far.
Yes, he
this
has.
season.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the next game. Bears at Raiders. I want you to go first on this one.
Oh man, I got the Bears, bro.
Still salty?
I am salty, but I mean I should have known.
I'm mad because I think I told you, right? I had picked the Bears and then I saw they were banged up, so I switched to the Cowboys.
Yes, you did say that.
I should have just stuck with my first pick, but go ahead, my bad.
That's all good, man. I mean, the Bears are coming off the most impressive win probably in their history.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. But bro, they look so good. And then that linebacker, I remember his name off the top of the game, but he had himself a game 2 picks against Dak. The way Ben Johnson had that offense running, bro, like that TD to not Rome Odunze, the other wide receiver, that little flick trick play.
Luther Burden?
Yeah, bro, that was an incredible play.
That might have been the play of the week.
Yeah, and I mean the Cowboys just fucking suck, man. But I'm done. I'm still salty about this game. Take it away.
Yeah, I got Chicago too. Their offense, like you said, it looked a lot better.
Yeah.
And Vegas could not stop the run last week against Washington. They allowed 200 yards rushing to Washington.
Jesus.
And I like DeAndre Swift. I think he's a little bit underutilized so far, but I like him to have a good game. And Caleb Williams is also good with his legs. And I have a player comp for you.
All right, let's hear it.
So Caleb Williams is the NFL player comp for Karl Anthony Towns. So they're both first overall picks.
Okay.
Nobody denies how talented they are and like how skilled they are.
Yep.
So Carl Anthony Towns is a big man who's a 40% three-point shooter.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams has amazing arm talent, but he's also good with his legs. They both play for big markets. And bro, they're both zesty as hell. I was watching I was watching the post-game interview of Caleb Williams, and like I'm not saying this as a bad thing, by the way. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, no criticism. But it just reminded me the way Caleb Williams was talking, like his tone of voice, and just the stuff he was saying. Like I'm gonna say it was a little corny. Like they try and sound like all motivational and stuff. So when I was watching that, I literally thought, bro, this fool reminds me of Carl Anthony Towns. But it was just funny, like the way it reminded me of him. And you know how Caleb Williams, like, he paints his nails. Yeah. And then I think it looked like he had an earring and like a pimple patch or something on his ear.
What
and
the
I was
hell?
like, bro, this is the cat of the NFL. And again, no shade, you know.
Just wait until he starts switching up his voice in interviews.
Bro, it kind of sounded like that.
I think what it was that he was holding in so like he was holding back so much emotion. He was so like happy and excited, but he didn't want to seem that way on camera because he wanted to seem like, nah, I'm not complacent with just one win. Like, he seemed that type, but it was almost damn near. I was waiting for him to switch up his tone of voice and get that high pitched tone, like, yeah, we won.
But yeah, no, that's my player comp. But back to Chicago. They looked. I really like how they looked offensively. They're fun to watch. So I think, again, because Las Vegas. That sounds weird saying Las Vegas Raiders. Especially coming off that performance last week, I think Chicago. You said Chicago too, right?
Yeah, I said Chicago too.
All right, next game. Who do you got?
Ravens at Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs?
I don't.
Pick them.
No.
Bro, they could win. They're at home. Arrowhead.
Nah, so look, listen to this. Both teams, Ravens and Chiefs, 1-2. You know who's also 1-2?
Dallas?
Yes, sir. But Ravens started the last year like this. They started the year 1-2. They still made it very far in playoffs. But I have the Ravens to win. The Chiefs did not look good offensively. They barely, like I said earlier in the video, they barely beat the Giants 22-9. They are going to get Xavier Worthy back, but they can't get nothing going on offense. Their run game is trash. And Chiefs are 0-3 as home underdogs. So, and I don't even know if it's this season or dating back how far. I didn't do too much research on that, but give me the Ravens to win.
Yeah, so you're picking Kansas City. I'm picking the Ravens. Nah, I definitely like Baltimore in this game. I'm surprised they're not favored by more. I have them, when I was taking this down, I had Baltimore as 2.5-point favorites. I think it should be more. I get it because, like, it's Kansas City and they're at home, but I just think Baltimore is just, like, way better than Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, when Kansas City gets to full strength, then, you know, that's a different conversation. But it's just, like you said, they have not looked good offensively.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs have been a good defensive team for years now, but they're going up against arguably the best offense in the league.
Yeah.
The Ravens lead the league in points per game. They average the most points. And it doesn't help Kansas City that Baltimore is coming off that loss against the Lions. I think they're going to be pissed, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they might... I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore, like, destroys Kansas City, honestly.
Well, like what we saw with them coming off of that loss to the Bills and what they did to the Browns.
Right.
So this is just like another, like, one of those... I wouldn't be surprised if they blew out the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. And that's a good point because Kansas City and the Browns are kind of... It's weird to say, but they're kind of similar in that they kind of rely on their defense to win games. So, yeah, that's another good point. But, yeah, it's just, like, Baltimore I know. Okay, so I picked Baltimore as my Super Bowl favorite, and I know they're 1-2, but I think everybody needs to relax a bit because I've been seeing a lot of content like throughout various platforms where it's like, oh, like the Ravens are 1-2, the Ravens are 1-2. Bro, they played the Bills and they played the Lions. Like they it's not like they lost to like shitty teams, and they were in both of those games. They should have beat the Bills.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for that Derrick Henry fumble last week, that changed the whole game because if they had scored on that drive, that would have been a completely different game. So pump the brakes on the Ravens. They're still a legit team, and we both like them to beat Kansas City.
Yeah, and like how we noted, the Ravens started last year the same way, 1-2.
Exactly. They always start slow.
And look how far they got last year. So, and like how you said, Ravens could potentially face off in the AFC Championship against the Bills, and or they could face off against the Lions in the Super Bowl, depending on how the simulation and the script is going to turn out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next game, last game. Yeah, Sunday Night Football. They need to flex this game, bro. Nobody wants to see Dallas on a primetime game with no CeeDee Lamb.
Bro, I was going to tell you that. It's funny that we talked about that last week because this is one of those games that needs to be flexed. But with all the drama, with the trade that happened, the NFL wants this game to be the most viewed. It's not going to be because our boy CeeDee Lamb is injured. But take it away because I'm going to go in.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I kind of blanked on that trade for a second because I was like, CeeDee Lamb getting injured was so relevant. Okay, so that makes more sense about why this is a primetime game because of the trade.
Yeah.
But still, Dallas, honestly, I looked ahead at their schedule, and they have a couple favorable matchups after this week. So if it wasn't for those matchups, I was getting ready to say, like, I like anybody versus Dallas in the next couple weeks. But for this week, I definitely like Green Bay, going back to that whole theme of coming off a tough loss, being motivated to bounce back and head in the right direction. What Dallas had going for them was their offense, and now they just lost their best offensive player. So I never wish injury upon anybody, but personally, I'm a little bit happy about that because I got a lot of George Pickens stock in fantasy.
Okay.
So his value should rise. But also, if the Cowboys can run the ball on Green Bay, which they've been pretty good at running the ball so far, I could see Dallas covering the spread.
Yeah, because Michael Parsons can't stop the run either. So
Yeah, and then Green Bay traded away their run stopper, who you guys have now. So now as we're reviewing this game, I think Dallas is going to have that extra motivation too, though. Jerry's going to be like, let's beat Green. Jerry's probably like, if you guys beat Green Bay, I'll buy you guys all, like, some sort of incentive. But I got Green Bay.
let me go in on Michael Parsons real quick. It's his return game. No tribute. Jerry Jones came out and said that wasn't necessary. It is what it is. But I do want to say Michael Parsons and Kenny Clark both have 1 sack. Michael Parsons is now, for some reason, loved by the media after that Thursday night game that they had.
Talk to him.
After that Thursday night game that they had, the media was covering him like if he was the best defensive player ever. Michael Parsons, where's your podcast at? When you were with the Cowboys, you were running that shit every week. Where's the podcast at? You're more locked in with the Packers than you ever were with the Cowboys.
Bro,
so get the fuck off my team. We don't want you. And with that, I got the Packers to win. But let me tell you why I got the Packers to win. No CeeDee Lamb. Out for 4 to 6 weeks. Give me a round of applause. Press the button. Editor, put it up.
You're talking to yourself?
And also, we have a depleted offensive line. No Cooper Beebe, which is our center. He's on the IR. Our rookie offensive guard, Tyler Booker, out 4 games with the ankle injury. Our 2 cornerbacks, Diggs and Deron Bland, are questionable. I think Deron Bland comes back, but Diggs trying to stop DJ Moore got cracked on his ribs. Bro got taken out by a bro. Oh my god, he's another one that isn't locked in. He's having too much fun on the off field. If you know, you know.
Also, they're correct me if I'm wrong, but they're good corners, but they're not really like shut down corners. They're more like they're gonna get you a lot of picks. Huh?
Yep. And also, our secondary is fucking trash. Did you see what the fucking Bears just did to us? We fucking suck, man. God damn. Put the Packers to win by 40, and I'm done being a fan. I just talked to the Cowboys front office, and I told them if they could release me as a fan, and I'm a free agent. I requested my trade. I'm trying to see which fan base picks me up.
I thought you had said Chiefs.
No.
They're not looking good anymore,
They're not looking good anymore, but... I one hit my agent up this morning.
Do you have a second team or not really?
I don't have a second team, but there's a team in the AFC who looks pretty good.
Steelers?
I said good, not bad.
I thought you meant like attractive.
No. I think next week I'll probably come in with a hat and a jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
I'll do a review. I'll have the hats laid out on the table, and then with the number 1 pick.
That draft day?
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Monday Night Football. I'm glad there's 2 Monday Night Football games. I always prefer when there's 2 Monday Night Football games.
Mm-hmm.
The matchups, they're all right. Let's start. I'm actually kind of excited to see the Jets play Miami though.
Okay.
Because I think they both have talented players on offense.
Mm-hmm.
And they both give up a lot of points, and neither team has been able to stop the run. So I think we're going to see Breece Hall go off, Justin Fields go off, and then on the other side, we're going to see Devon Achane go off. And, I'll be rooting for that because I got some stock in all those players in fantasy. But having said that, I think I'm going to take the Dolphins because... I was going back and forth with this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets win. Mm-hmm. I think the Jets are more talented on defense. So I could see that being the difference in the game. But I think Miami, if they fall to 0-4, there's been rumors of...
they're going to break that whole team up.
Yeah. And, they might fire their coach. Was it Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniels.
So I think... even though they both are 0-3, I think Miami, when you factor in that situation and the fact that they're at home, I feel like they have a higher sense of urgency, and I that's why I'm picking them.
All right, this is a very interesting week between us two and our viewers. I don't know if they're gonna either like it or hate it because I got the Jets to win. I don't know if this is the most upsets that I got. Last week was a very, very unpredictable week, which has kind of swayed my picks this week.
You're going with the trend of picking more underdogs?
Yes, okay. Because week 1 and week 2 had a lot of favorites winning. I don't know if it's just a coincidence. I don't know if it's just the NFL. So many things could happen. So many different outcomes. But with that being said, I got the Jets to win. I am not a believer of Tua. Tua turned the ball over. And I would like to see what happens with that Dolphins team and how they break it up. It's very unfortunate because they do have big names like Devon Achane, Tyreek Hill,
Jalen
Waddle, who is another one, which you see that team on paper and you think, oh, wow, this is a great team. How are they 0-3? Well, who knows because they're about to be 0-4.
Okay. Yeah, this is a lot of different or a lot of disagreements between us this week.
Yeah.
And I think week 1, every game we disagreed on, I think I got wrong.
Did we really?
Yeah. I'll have to next week we'll clarify the records and stuff. But I think that's what happened to me week 1. That's one thing that I had noted. I was like, dang, all the games that we picked, this Fuchino won. And then I think that's why I was so salty about the Bills. Because you picked the Bills and I picked the Ravens, and the Ravens were up hella, and then they found a way to win. I was like, bro, there's no way. So, but yeah, we'll see. Next game, Cincinnati at Denver.
I mean, bro, you like these two games? Like the two Monday night doubleheaders?
Well, I don't really like the second one.
The
The
second.
first one I think is going to be a good game. This one I actually don't think it's going to be really close.
You think it is? Or
I don't think it's going to be close.
yeah, I don't think so either. What do
Okay,
you
so
got?
you got the Bengals, and I'm rolling with Denver. All right, let's move on to. Nah, I got Denver, bro. That's a bad matchup for the Bengals because we're starting to see that Denver defense come into its own.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home. Cincy just got dominated by the Vikings defense. That was really bad. The Vikings had 2 defensive touchdowns last week against Cincy.
Yeah.
And Denver is capable of doing the same thing.
Yep.
And yeah, I like Denver.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain is gonna have himself a field day.
Oh,
with that.
honestly, that might be a good game just to watch. How if it's Jamar Chase 1v1 with Pat Surtain the whole game.
That's a good matchup to
The
watch.
best corner in the league, probably against the best receiver in the league.
Yeah. I Patrick Surtain. I wish you would have came to the Cowboys. We picked Michael Parsons over you, or I think you might have gone off the board first, but would have been the simulation.
Since we're here and that's our last pick, do you think Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league right now?
Right now,
Or I guess since we're only 3 weeks in, you not like right now in the sense like who's had the best season so far, but as far as who you think is the best receiver in the league,
it's kind of
overall.
I'll give you my top 3.
Okay.
No order because I don't know. It's tough. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And Justin Jefferson
All right,
are
never
my
mind.
top 3.
I thought we were gonna have a serious conversation.
Bro, I mean, you saw what happened with no CeeDee Lamb on the field. I think we would have been able to win
Bro,
that game.
you guys aren't good with CeeDee Lamb.
We are though. He's like wait. Okay, like I said against the Eagles, if that break wouldn't have happened, we would have won that game and he wouldn't have gone cold. Week 2.
But you guys lost that game because of him.
But like I said, he got cold. Well, all right, give me your 3.
No, okay. Honestly, I think CeeDee Lamb is. Honestly, I might have him in my top 5. So I think I might have overreacted, but I think Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase clear him. Like I think, like I'm not saying they're like way better, but I'm saying they're definitely better than CeeDee.
They are better.
So
yeah.
I think prior to this season, I was saying Justin Jefferson, but seeing as how he's not as quarterback proof as I thought he was, I might lean Jamar Chase because he's more of like I think Jamar Chase is a little bit more explosive, like big play. He's more likely to just pop off and take it like 60 yards to the house. Whereas Justin Jefferson, I see him more as like a skillful like technician, So I think I would say it's hard, bro. But for me, it's like those two, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they both came from LSU. They were both on the LSU team with Joe Burrow. But
that's insane. That might be the best college football team ever.
Yeah,
it's up there.
Aside from the Florida Gators from the early 2000s.
Twin? Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
Nah, it's because
they call you his.
No, one of my uncles told me that I looked like him.
Low key, right now when you said that a little bit.
Really?
If you were to like bulk up.
Damn. No, I'll take it though.
But who's your third one? Who's your third?
Oh, top 3? So Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Honestly, I might put Malik Neighbors there.
And with that, this is the end of the video.
But low-key though,
this is his second season though. He's shown you that much in that first season?
Bro, he's like that. I think he is. But honestly though, if Tyreek Hill is in a different situation, that might be him. And I think, honestly too, I think talent-wise, I think A.J. Brown is right there too. Because if you look at him, like he's probably the biggest out of those top guys. he's like explosive, probably more explosive as far as like vertical speed. I think he might even be faster than Justin Jefferson. Don't quote me on that, but he's good. Like Yak, he makes people miss. He can run you over. It's just in that offense, he doesn't have to do as much because he's surrounded by talent around him.
Yeah. And like how you said, I think AJ Brown's situation is a lot like Tyreek Hill's, where we don't get to see too much of him based off of who
For different reasons.
for different reasons. But if we were to see AJ Brown being fed by a different QB, I think he would top. He'd give Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase a run for their money as one of the top wide receivers in the league.
For sure.
But I mean, hopefully him and Jalen Hurts could see eye to eye one day and squash their beef. There's something about saying that it's over a female, but I don't know.
For real?
Something like that.
Bro, that'd be crazy.
I mean,
but isn't Jalen Hurts married, or he has like a girl that he's been like with for a long time?
Is he engaged now, or I don't know if he's single.
Oh, now? Because I had seen that he was with like, I think he was with somebody.
I don't know, but
we might have to research that.
We might have to, but like I said, no conspiracy theories here. But I think they have beef, internal beef between them two. Yeah, I don't know.
The beef has been highly publicized, but I didn't know it was potentially over a girl.
I had seen a video somewhere that was like, why else would they be beefing it? And somebody said, it's because of it could be because of a girl, because that's some type of shit that like would break somebody up.
Now that I think about it, this isn't the first time the Eagles have had beef between their quarterback and their receiver. Remember Donovan McNabb and T.O. back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Bro, and you know what's funny? I was going to say it. AJ Brown reminds me a lot of T.O.
Bro, yes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I see it too. Like their playing style?
Yeah. And McNabb is also like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Fuck
like,
simulation.
Yeah, that's true. Damn. But yeah.
Hopefully Jalen Hurts doesn't get indicted, though.
For what?
Oh, wait, no, my bad. That's the wrong QB.
I thought you were going to say that's the wrong Jalen.
Oh, no.
All right, guys, that wraps up our NFL Week 3 recap and Week 4 preview. As always, thanks for tapping in. Make sure you leave, like, comment, subscribe. And remember, don't quote us.
Unless we're right. Peace.